When you look at your skincare products that you're buying, I'll guarantee you in 90 to 95% of the cases, if you read the ingredient list, you're going to see water as the #1 ingredient. And you know if it's the #1 ingredient, it's the highest volume. That's how they have to list them. Well, I guess your first question is, why do you have water in there in the first place? Your body is made up of 65 to 75% water. Certainly, a little 1.7 ounce or 2 ounce jar of skincare products and you take a little scoop, put it on your skin, that water is not going to give you this fantastic result in a body that probably contains 75 to 100 pounds of water. So why is it in there? It's in there for one reason and one reason only: to increase the profitability of the skincare manufacturer. It has no other function. So when they put water in there, it's in 90% of the skincare products. And by the way, when they go to the higher grade products, they don't want to call it water, right? Because that doesn't sound so good. So they call it aqua. Oh, that sounds so much better, aqua instead of water. And then they might even go another way. And they don't want to even use that term. They'll use the #1 ingredient as aloe vera. Right? You say, aloe vera? What a great product that is. Well, aloe vera, if it's not extracted, is 90 to 95% water. So it basically is another way to get water into the product and cut the cost down. It does you no good, and it does them a lot of good on their bottom line. But here's another problem, the more serious. Why do I say water is the most toxic of all chemicals in a skincare product? It's not because of the water unto itself, but it's what they have to do to the water in order to keep it in solution. #1, water doesn't mix with oils. And hopefully if it's a moisturizer, there's some oil in there someplace. Well, that means that they have to use a chemical process called emulsification in order to convert the water so it will mix with the oil. Well, the emulsifiers that are usually toxic. Not to mention that it's usually done under a high heat process, so it damages the other ingredients in the jar on top of everything else. So water, by being emulsified, becomes toxified. The second thing they have to do with water is they have to preserve it, because water is the basis of most bacteria on Earth. So, how do they preserve it? They usually use what they call a formaldehyde releaser, something like urea. You'll see that on a lot of your jars. Urea is put in there because it releases formaldehyde over a period of time in order to give the skincare product a shelf life. Well, if you're dead, I guess formaldehyde is pretty good to preserve your body. But if you're alive, it's really not that good for you. It's a little toxic, okay? It can actually be killing. So why would you want it in there? Well, you don't, but it is. And then the third thing they have to do with water, especially if it's a cream, is water is runny. So they have to thicken it. So they put thickening agents in it. And thickening agents, by the way, since it's considered part of the processing, does not have to be listed on the ingredient list. Many thickening agents contain arsenic. It is not good for you, but it is pretty standard in the process. So why do I say water is the most toxic of all chemicals? It's because it's preserved with formaldehyde, it's emulsified with carcinogens, and it's thickened with products like arsenic. You don't want it inside that jar. It does you no good, and in fact does you a lot of harm. So at Replenish Plus, we don't use any water. The standard rule with most of the skincare manufacturers are 50% water, 25% chemicals to keep the water in solution and preserve it and thicken it, and maybe at the bottom 25% of something that may be good for your body, which has probably been damaged because of all the processing with the water. So by eliminating the water, what we do is we eliminate the need for chemicals, and it allows us to get back to the basics of, again, using only Mother Nature ingredients, unmodified, no GMOs, right? Not processed, and just good, healthy skin care ingredients that help you, your body, keep you youthful looking, anti-wrinkling, anti-aging, and most importantly, healthy. That is the goal at Replenish Plus, and that is what we achieved. And we hope you will use our product to find that out. Just go to our website at replenishplus.com. You're gonna love Replenish Plus. I guarantee it.